Okay, yeah, it started. Okay. Hello YouTube, and this is my experience, my life story with RuneScape. I was inspired by a couple of videos that I watched about them, other people quitting, and things like those, but um, my story starts in the 3rd grade whenever I moved to moved to Iowa from Texas, and one of my friends from Texas was visiting, and he was playing a game called RuneScape, obviously, and he eventually got me to play it. He made me account, and he just told me run around and blow crap up. So that's what I did. I kicked crap, I picked up crap, and I learned crap. Um, I basically had no idea what I was doing on the game. I was just playing around, having fun. It didn't start out as an addiction. I'd play on it maybe like 30 minutes a day. But the next year, when I went into 4th grade, I got one of my friends to play with me, and that's when we started to play a lot together. And I know that sounds wrong, but I probably didn't have a great impact on his life after that. But we started playing for a long time, and it became into obsession to play that game. Whenever we got home, I'd tell my mom that I didn't have any homework, even though I did, and I'd skip my homework. Turned into a thing where I'd play the game till 8 o'clock, which was my bedtime, and from straight after school with my friend, and that's how it went on until around the 6th grade when my dad gave me a family, not a family, one of his business's laptops. They said it's for schoolwork only, and so that's when I started playing the game on there. It turned into a really big obsession whenever I got that laptop, because then I was started to play it at night whenever I was supposed to be sleeping. I'd wake up, I'd get on my laptop, I'd play the game till at least 12 at night, and I'd play it and just keep playing after school, and my grades began to drop by the time I was in the 6th grade, and I wasn't doing too great, and we were having a lot of problems in school. So that's when my mom started putting me on medication. Well, not really in 6th grade, I think it was like in 7th grade. But she started putting me on medication, and I lost a lot of weight from RuneScape and the medication. It sounds like you gained weight, but it was probably the medications that turned it around. And I think by the end of 7th grade, I weighed around 85 pounds, and I was I was the smallest kid in my whole grade. Um, and then I just kept going on like that throughout middle school when I lived in Iowa. Except for when it came to the 8th grade, my mom began to notice the reason why my grades were slipping, and for all the weight loss, and that was because of the game. And then that's when she decided that you need to stop playing this game. So I said I would, but I really didn't mean that. So it just became to a thing where I'd play it at night, all night. I wouldn't sleep. I'd play it. I'd just keep playing it, and that's all I'd do. And I just wanted friends to play with me, because there's these things on the game called twins, I guess, and I just wanted to have a friend to play the game with me so we could do that. And it became to where when no one played with me, I tried to make my own thing, and that's when I started to get people's cell phones. And I used to go on these websites where it said, "Give us your phone number. We'll send you a text message. You put the code in here, and you get the account, and you get like $5 a month. You will receive one ringtone." And uh, it started building up on my parents, other parents', and other people I knew's phones, because it wouldn't work whenever I tried. But I just was so obsessed that I'd keep trying and keep trying. But when it turned out, when my mom stopped me from playing the game in 8th grade, she took my laptop and everything. 'Cause she figured out I was playing it on there, and she told me whenever we discovered my dad was getting transferred about 5 months in advance, about a year after she made me stop. She said, whenever we move, and if you have the self-control, then you can start playing the game again. And so the first night I played that game 24/7. I did not stop. I It was summer, so I just kept playing that. I didn't really make any friends, even though I was supposed to. I made probably one friend that whole summer, and he was the kid that like lived down the block, and he'd play the game with me. So we were just no lifing it all summer, and I lived in Texas, where it's like really hot and really good to be outside, but I stayed inside. We had a pool and everything built, and I never got in it because of it. Um, I missed family opportunities, a lot of things in my life because of the game. I'd stay home and play. I missed a lot of friendships and a lot of other things, but it really started getting obsessed whenever I was a freshman in high school. I would we got school laptops whenever I moved there, and it became where I would play it not only in the morning. I'd go to school, play it, come back from school, play it, stay up till 4 in the morning playing it, and wake up at 6, keep playing it, and it just turned into that cycle. And my mom really thought something was up when I failed English, and she knew that I was playing on that school computer. She knew I didn't have the self-control, so she called up the school, told them to watch my computer on the monitors, but they never did, so I just kept playing. But one night she was sick of it because I snuck in, I took my laptop and went to my room, and she walked in. She knew I had it, and she said, "That's it." And she took the computer, she put it out in her car, and she says, "This is where you'll put it from now on." So about after 3 months of that, of it being in her car, she finally forgot about that, and we left it in the main hallway where I used to keep my stuff. So I went back to playing the game at night on private servers, and this is when I met a kid named Cody. I'm not gonna say his last name, but he was a really good friend, but not a really great influence. He caused me to lose a friend, a really good friend that I've known all my life. Um, what the story behind that was, it was on RuneScape, and his account level was like 130 something, I forgot, friend that I had, and he also gave me an account, this friend that was a little 80 something with a lot of money on it, because we've been friends for a long time, and what ended up happening was he used to let me play on the account, his account, because he stopped playing, but he'd get on like once a week, and whenever he'd let me on, Cody was on too, and he told me to take all this stuff because he had around 100 million coins and items and stuff like that. And I was real spectacle about it, and didn't really want to, even though it was really tempting to do it. I had made video of it, and I took the stuff. And about a week later, my mom got a Facebook message from him saying that your son is taking my stuff, even though I ignored him from all of his phone calls and text. Um, I ended up making, in that 1 week of having all this stuff, he only got around 5% of it back because we spent it all. I'm really sorry for that, and I probably lost one of the best friends of my life there, but it's just a game that will turn your life upside down, and it's not very good for you. And it ended whenever my mom got that email, or that Facebook message. She completely banned me forever from it, and I don't get on it anymore. I went cold turkey on it. It's like a drug that you just can't get rid of unless you can just get someone to hold you back from it. I've heard other stories like these, that their brother will eventually start playing it if you have one computer, and then they won't be able to play. But I've heard that one. But that's pretty much my life story about RuneScape, on how I quit and how it started and what went on through my mind. But after I quit, my grades started bringing up. I started getting A's and B's again. I started gaining weight. I weighed around 90 pounds when I was a freshman, and now I'm sophomore, about not even a year later, and I'm 132 pounds. I'm 5'7", and back then I was like 5 foot, and just been a lot better life than what you'd think. Yeah, I'm almost done. I'm just finishing.
Yeah, it's time for you to probably get in the shower. It's like coming up 9:15.
I know, I know. I will.
Okay.
Douche. But that has been my story on going cold turkey on RuneScape, and hope everybody else will go with me.